Are you always trying to stay on top of your water drinking game? Do you feel like you're just always trying to be sure to remember to drink enough water, to stay hydrated, because we know that that's good for ourselves? But did you know that just drinking tons and tons of water actually isn't fully hydrating your body? It has nothing for it to cling to absorb into your body fully, to fully hydrate every area of your body, and you end up just peeing a ton of it out. And I want you guys to know about a electrolyte that I've been using called Element. It is spelled LMNT. And when we are just drinking water, we are not absorbing things like sodium, potassium, and magnesium into our bodies to help fully hydrate and penetrate our muscles, and all the organs in our bodies that require just hydration. And so if you're struggling with headaches, if you're struggling with cramps and leg cramps and just post-workout, muscle recovery and replenishing your electrolytes, because let's face it, when you exercise, you sweat salt out, you sweat potassium, magnesium, you need all those things replenished. And I have been using Element for maybe 3 years now. I drink one every day, regardless if I've worked out or not. I absolutely love the taste. I dilute mine a little bit more. They are filled with 1,000 milligrams of sodium. They also have 200 milligrams of potassium and 60 milligrams of magnesium. They come in tons of different flavors, even an unflavored kind if you want to add that to something. I put mine in a giant water bottle. I love it. It's so refreshing. I drink one every day. It has helped with, I would get leg cramps in the middle of the night when pregnant. That stopped when I started taking this. I've heard that, and I have also experienced that it's helped with breastfeeding, just staying hydrated and on top of your supply. I use it post-workouts to help replenish. Anytime I feel a headache coming on throughout the day, I'm like, did I take any of my electrolytes yet today? That is my first thing I go to. I slam a big drink of it, fill up a big water bottle, and I make sure that I get it in a day. So if you are looking for a reliable electrolyte drink for just to support you throughout the day, for support you through your workouts, support just life in general, I mean, we are always in need of coming alongside our body and giving it the best of the best. So they come in many different flavors. Like I say, they are vegan friendly, paleo, keto, no sugar, no fillers, no gluten, no crazy ingredients. It is sweetened with stevia. And like I said, I absolutely love them. I love the lime flavor and the raspberry. Sometimes I'll even mix them with my greens powder, and it is a great way to get both in my day. I will be sure to link the link for the Element in the description. You will get a free sample pack with any order of any kind. Doesn't have to be a giant pack. You could get a sample pack, order a small sample pack, and get another sample pack for free. So I will put that link below. Try yourself some Element. Let me know what you think. I hope you love it just as much as I do. Hey friend, welcome to the Get Rooted in Health podcast. I'm Gabby Flater, a faith-led wife, mom of 3, certified nutrition consultant, personal trainer, and passionate about changing lives. I know how frustrating it can be to navigate the health and wellness world. You want to be motivated to prioritize your well-being and wish you were more educated when it comes to cultivating a healthy home. Maybe you're a mom who's completely burnt out and needs a fresh perspective on life, or you're searching for a place to feel seen, heard, and encouraged in a godly manner. No matter if you're doing the dishes, getting your sweat on, or drinking reheated coffee while watching the kids play, there is always an opportunity for growth. If you are ready to finally take action about these desires and are ready to learn, grow, and transform your mind, then you are in the right place. It's time to establish deeper roots so you can enjoy a more fruitful and fulfilling harvest. Let's dig in. Hello, and welcome back to the Get Rooted in Health podcast. My name is Gabby. Hope this podcast finds you well this week, whatever you are doing, whatever you are up to. We are finally out of the thick of tax season, guys. If I've shared or if you know anything, just from things I share online and or know me personally, my husband works crazy bonkers hours for a few months in the beginning of the year because he's an accountant and he specializes in taxes. So when that time of the year comes around, yeah, basically a tax widow. That's what I've called myself. And the more and more we've added children, it has helped make my days go faster, but it also has not eased my workload. And not quite recommended to have a newborn baby smack dab in the last hardest month. But we did it by God's grace and by a village of people. It takes a village, man, to just raise children and have help. And I'm just grateful for it, that we have family local, that we have such incredible neighbors and friends and just people, whether it was just a text message or a porch drop off with a meal, or they thought of me and brought me a whatever, like a juice or diapers or anything, or just made a night out happen for my birthday that fell in there. Like it literally all happened, and I don't know how, and it just did, and it just all happened. So just grateful to be on the other side where my husband is not working from 4:30 in the morning till 6:30, 7 o'clock at night. Thankful that he worked from home, but still I knew like I'm not able to rely on him for everything. Sure, there were moments that it was very helpful and he was willing and had the wiggle room, but he was just exhausted and I was exhausted. And by the end of the day, we're just like, oh, like go to bed and do it all over again. And not that, he still has to work and we still have to be parents and I still have to be stay-at-home mom and all the things. And that's what makes the world go round here. But just that extra pressure of getting things done for tax season is lifted. And just really grateful that I don't have to have more of the load. Like I really try to be careful of asking too much of him and just having extra grace, because sometimes when we're tired, we're just a little extra crabby and, or just need a little bit of space. And, when he's done with work, he's not necessarily done because then he's on dad mode. So it was exhausting. And then I'm trying to heal and I need a little bit of a break, and he couldn't take any time off after this baby. It was the time off we had in the hospital. Then we came home and we had a Sunday, which he never worked Sundays, so that just happened to be a day off. And then he just took a Monday off, and that was it. And then I was thrown right back into mom world while having a newborn. So it was a lot, and it feels like a blur. It felt like it went fast though, and we did it. And just grateful to be on the other side. And we look forward to this time of the year and just what summer brings and all of that, because I don't think we could live this life and sustain it long term. So just really happy to be on the other side of tax season. So today we are going to chat about a topic more just like self-development, personal growth type stuff today, that just really stuck to me as I was probably reading something or listening to something, and I started to jot down notes and then dive deeper into it. And it's just along the lines of, we are allowed to change our mind. We're allowed to change. And I think that we so often get into this mindset that like, once I've said or like went and like clung to these ways or have been doing something for so long in this way that I can't change, or I'm scared to change, or what will people think of me if I change? Will they think that I was a fake, or none of that was true, or whatever? And honestly, like, how else are we supposed to learn in life? And if you're willing to at least share the journey and be real with people of where you were and where you are now, like, people actually appreciate that. They don't. And you're better serving them and yourself. You're not putting on this false reality when then you're thinking that this doesn't really work, but you're not sharing that. Like, I don't know about you, but I'm all for when people are like, you know what? I used to do this, but now I've come to find that this works better. Or I'm on a whole new adventure now, or whatever. Or I'm taking a step back from this, or I'm leaving this company because I had that whole realization when I was with Isogenics, and I thought it was going to be my forever. And then I move over, I leave that world, and I find something different and something more aligning with where I am in life and who I am and what I stand for and what just makes most sense for our family. And I think that we're just so afraid that if we evolve that we're going to, sure, we may lose some people, but then they weren't really the right people for us, or it was just for a season. And you want to have integrity, you want to be real, but you also want to obviously hold firm to something so that you have people that will come to you and trust you with things. So there's that fine line of, if someone's hopping around from thing to thing, theory to theory, diet to diet, company to company, then you're kind of like, I don't know, like it's hard to trust someone like that. But when it's like been years and then all of a sudden there's this shift, there's a big reason why it didn't just happen. And so I just want to encourage you that it's okay that we evolve as humans, that things change. It's not a wishy-washy type thing where you're, again, just hopping from this thing to the next thing. That's different. And I feel that there's just no depth to that. But when you've been following someone and trusting someone for so long and then they make a move, chances are there's a really good reason why. And it's worth paying attention to and listening to. Like I have found that to be true for people that I have grown to love to follow, and I'm willing to hear their new thoughts and experience with a new concept or a new company or a new product or a new life hack. I don't know, just whatever it might be. So I personally have evolved and changed a lot in the last 10 years. And that's why I'm looking forward to, I just turned 30 and I'm really looking forward to just like digging deeper into the things that I hold as value, where I find that I am with, just overall health and wellness and where I've clung to, that I've journeyed a lot over the last 10 years. Since I got married, I went head first into everything, trying all the things. And I look back and I kind of cringe at some things. And I was like, okay, well, like it was what I needed then, because they were all stepping stones of what led me to here now. And I'm grateful for that. And I want you to be grateful for that, but also give you permission to know that it's okay to change. You don't have to stay to those ways just to keep, people in your life, or that you're afraid of what people will think. Yeah, like you don't want to lose people or relationships or things, or you're just afraid of making the change. And a sign of growth, understanding and humility is evolving. Like that is what happens when we evolve. It's a sign of growth. And I think that it's a healthy thing. And we're always on a forever changing journey in life. I mean, heck, I don't want to be who I was at 20 when I'm 60 years old. No way. No, thank you. I would have hoped to live a lot of life, to learn a lot of things, to make some changes and adapt, to live, just have a better, overall, head knowledge of life and life experience that will have taught me things that will give me different perspectives and change. And I want that for you too, because life is full of ups and downs, and we're constantly having to adapt. And so I mean, within the last 3 years I've shared, there's just been a lot of life that has happened, and a lot of adapting, and a lot of growing. And I've learned a lot about myself with just grief, with having a son who has some medical needs. Like that was new, and that's a new identity for me. Loss, adding children, more children into my motherhood world and journey. Wellness, fitness, it's a huge part of my life, and I've established huge habits in it. I absolutely love it. I love listening to things about it. I love watching things. I love doing the things. But I would not go back and do some of the things that I've done in the past, because I've learned more about it, and I feel that there's a lot out there in this, we'll just say, in this health and wellness world, and it's hard to navigate it. What is true? And I want people to see the light, to know the truth, to not be stuck in what's trendy, because typically what's trendy and what the direction many people in society are going should cause you to question, well, is that really it? Or are people just following people to follow people? Like, I'm kind of over the glitzy glammy program, diet trend, 90-day, whatever, 30-day ab program. Like, it kind of just, like, does not interest me. It kind of, like, has a bad taste in my mouth, where I'm like, I lived that. Like, I tried all those things, and I thought, it's just what I thought then. And now it's not that I was wrong or was a bad person. It's just I had to grow. I had to learn. And just like you. And so I hope that by you being here on this podcast, like, we can start to have those evolving revelations now. And, everything in life changes us in one way or another. All the events that have happened are like ingredients that get added into our recipe. This was something that I had read, and I loved the analogy. So the things that we experience in life, all of the events and everything, they're like ingredients that get added into our recipe pot of who we are, and they all add something special to our core. We learn through our experiences, and that's what shapes us. And I think we just have to remember that without the experiences in life, without the trials, without the joyous moments, and without the hard moments, what is life? Like, how are we supposed to learn that everything is always so happy-go-lucky, or if something doesn't ever take a 180 turn? We are constantly being remolded and reshaped. And I know that people often will feel guilt when they change their minds, especially when it creates like a pivotal change in your life. But like I said, when it's not someone that has been flip-flopping around from thing to thing, from this to that, from here to there, but they've been somewhere and they are transitioning to want to go somewhere new, chances are there's a really good reason. And it's worth hearing and allowing that person the freedom to do that, because they need you to help them feel the freedom to do that. Because it's hard enough on the person itself, like for me, myself, to make those changes. When I left, a health and wellness company to come over to another, that was a huge thing. And I was already feeling the loss of integrity where I was, and the loss of value and just passion and zest. And I was kind of forcing it, and I didn't want that. And God opened a door, and I was like, yes, I want that. But now I'm going to have to change and tell the people that I've been helping with this company that I'm changing, and they're welcome to come with me, and I will absolutely take care of them and 100% support them. But that's a hard thing when your identity is wrapped up so much in something else. So I just want you to know that we're all allowed to change our minds. We're allowed to pivot. We are evolving humans. We are experiencing life. And with more experience comes more growth and understanding. And again, like, I don't wish to have to go through the things I learned in the last 10 years again. Like, I don't want to do that. I mean, I guess it'll be a whole new thing, these next 10 years, but I feel like I've gained like really good, solid foundational thoughts around like, working out doesn't mean killing yourself on the treadmill for an hour, or like starving yourself just to hit your macros, or like, realizing how tons of stuff really impacts a woman's body, and like your health and your hormone balance, and how fitness helps so many things, and how it's helped me with postpartum depression, and how it's helping other people with their hormone balances, and how just even going on a walk, is just so helpful, and not having to be so high strung about so many things that I think we were told in the wellness space that are like, you have to be just so super strict. And I just feel like it has to become this ebb and flow type of thing, and where eventually the more consistent you are with something, that it's just going to be something that your body and mind remember and crave and want. And you start to create your boundaries in life and your non-negotiables and the things that you do eat and don't eat and will allow yourself to have at some points, and just not having these rigid rules. I just feel like it's always like people want to know, like, tell me the rules. What are the rules around this diet? Or what are the rules around what I got to do to lose weight? Or like, why is it always about losing weight? Like, there's just all these things around health and wellness that I feel like have just been misconstrued and misunderstood and just not talked about in the best way, and misinforming people. And it's frustrating because then there's people like me and other people I know. I have a couple other people that are just fighting for this space to just help people live outside of just intensely focusing on so much like rigidness and strictness and rules around their health and wellness. Like, we gotta take a chill pill. We gotta relax. So anyway, I want you to know that you're allowed to change. You're allowed to evolve. And if other people aren't willing to support you and come alongside you in that, then they're not your people. And that's really hard. I know. That's really hard. But if you know deep down in your heart that you want to make a shift because you're not happy with where you're at, or you're not seeing results, or you don't feel real true to yourself because you're staying at this job, or you're still on this same diet but you don't believe in it anymore, but people have followed you for paleo for years and now you're like, I don't want to do anything with paleo, or whatever it might be. I don't know, I just came up with that. Just know that the energy that you put into it, those who invested in it with you and supported you, I know that you might feel like you might hurt someone, but the energy that you put into this next new adventure and the people that you've invested in, they generally will want to follow along and support you. And as we grow as an individual, so our likes and our dislikes are gonna evolve. They're gonna grow. They're gonna change. You might have liked one thing as a kid, and now as an adult, not at all. And that's totally normal and that's totally fine. So why can't that be the same as adults? Like, as you're journeying through adulthood, there's so much life. And if you don't try something, you never know if you're never going to know if you don't like it. And some things require more time for you to try on for size. And then you realize, no, I can't live this way anymore. I can't be a slave to this way of working out, or this way of eating, or this job, or this lifestyle, or this relationship, or whatever it might be. And so you have to be grateful for it as a stepping stone in life. We live and learn, guys. These aren't rocket science like quotes here, or things I'm talking about, but it's such good reminders, and a good reminder for myself. I think that God has really been a staple in a lot of the things that I've gone through, and he's been a huge anchor and support, like, to lean on when things feel shaky here on earth. In these times of, and then in these times of uncertainty. So much changed since COVID. So much changed since 2020. People changed a lot, and some things were really exposed. And so I just want you to have grace on yourself, that you are allowed to grow and change and try something else, and don't worry about what others might think. And I want you to also exemplify that same grace, or apply, I should say, that same grace to other people in your life, or those you might follow online and you hold on such a high pedestal. That's such a thing so scary with the online world. That's where it can get kind of scary, is we get so hung up and we hold these people so high on a pedestal, and all of a sudden they make this change, or they're like, what are you eating, or why are they doing this? And then you feel like you don't know if you can trust them. Chances are, again, if they've been doing something for so long and they've made a change, there's a reason why. There's a good reason why, and it might be worth you following their journey and seeing what's next for them. And someone else might need you to take that next step in your own life, for you to take that leap of faith in order to encourage them to do the same thing. So it's kind of like a domino effect, and it's just helping us all journey through life together, giving each other a little bit of encouragement, creating that ripple effect of, she did it, so can I. And that's where the beauty happens, friends. That's where it happens. So don't be afraid. Evolve, change, grow, have grace, mess up, succeed, all the things. It's what makes life, right? It's not always going to go according to our plans. We'll just say that. Man plans his way, but God, what is it? I don't even know the verse. I can't even say it correctly. But we think we have our ways, but God does. He has our best interests in mind and knows. He'll open the doors and close the doors. And sometimes we go through the doors that maybe he didn't want us to go through, and we just have to learn the hard way, because that's the beauty of the freedom we have. And yeah. So anyway, with that being said, I hope that I encouraged you. I hope that you can encourage somebody else and support them when they make a change in their life. So with that, I hope that you guys have a great rest of your week, and I will catch you on the next episode.